Asuka, the energetic and strong mother. Yamato, the younger brother who's always in his own little world. Follow us as we karate kick all your daily frustrations away. Asuka's Revenge.
My name is Fubuki. I work for a foreign-affiliated company, and I'm proud of the fact that I get paid a pretty good salary compared to people my age. I also have a girlfriend.
Fubuki, are you going to finish work early today? Why don't we have dinner together somewhere?
That sounds good. I think I can today. Her name is Megumi, and she works as a nurse at a hospital nearby. She's a good cook, and she's a good girl who quickly does the laundry and dishes I've accumulated when I've had her stay over a few times. I'm thinking of a future with Megumi, but there's one thing that bothers me. That is...
Ta-da! Look, I bought something again.
What? Again? Didn't you buy something the other day too? It's her tendency to overspend. Even though Megami still has perfectly usable items, as soon as a new item from her favorite brand comes out, she buys it.
It's fine, isn't it cute?
Well, it's cute, but I'm surprised and sometimes even a little dismayed by her spending habits. But she doesn't ask me to buy things for her or beg me for money, and she seems to be managing to pay for things out of her own savings, so I'm willing to cut her some slack. Maybe you're richer than me.
No way, I'm scraping by every month.
But you've got a student loan and a car loan, right?
Yeah, it hurts every month.
Megumi still has a student loan and also bought a new car that cost about 3 million yen before we started dating. She pays the monthly installments on those loans, and she also buys things like bags. So I wonder where she gets all the money.
Well, I guess I'm doing okay because my salary is pretty good since I work more night shifts.
Huh. In a way, I'm impressed by how well she manages her money. After that, I continued to go out with Megumi, and one year on her birthday, after we had been going out for 2 years. Megumi, will you marry me?
Yes, I'm so happy!
I proposed to her. She cried with happiness, and I was also very happy from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, I'd love to.
Yay! She happily accepted, and we were officially married. We thought about each other's commutes, so we signed a contract for a house that was roughly halfway between our workplaces, and decided to rent a parking space as well because Megumi said she wanted to bring the car she'd been driving.
I'm working the night shift today, so have dinner by yourself tonight.
Okay, I'm off then. Our married life had begun. Due to her job, the time we could spend together was limited. But even so, being able to live with the person I loved was the greatest happiness of all. However, even after getting married, her habit of spending money didn't go away.
Ta-da! Look what I bought again!
Whoa. What she showed me was cosmetics that I, as a man, didn't really understand. You bought something again? The bathroom is overflowing with your stuff right now.
I can't help it. I wanted it.
Even if that's the case. When we were dating, I could overlook it because we paid for things separately, but once we got married and started using one account, I suddenly started to feel dissatisfied about it. I could understand if you finished using the old one, but you're buying too much.
It's fine. I'm doing it within the scope of my savings.
Well, maybe that's true, but I warned her, but she didn't really understand. One day, while living a slightly unsettled life. An unexpected situation occurred.
I quit my job today.
What? Megumi said this with a smile, and in her hand was a bouquet of flowers. What do you mean you quit?
Today was my last day at work. I quit my job today.
What? I didn't understand. What? I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, because I didn't tell you. Oh, when everyone gave me bouquets and thanked me, I started to get teary-eyed.
She's talking about this and that, but my brain hasn't caught up yet. You quit your job? What are you gonna do now?
What do you mean? I'm becoming a full-time housewife. That's always been my dream.
What? I was left with my mouth hanging open, frozen in place. You wanted to be a full-time housewife? I've never heard anything like that before. Don't you have any other plans?
No, because I want to be a full-time housewife.
No way. I was speechless. I couldn't think of the right words. Then, as I was thinking about this and that, I remembered something. Wait a minute. What about the student loans? What about the car? She must still have plenty of payments left to make. I asked her timidly.
What? You'll have to manage it somehow from your salary, Fubuki.
You're kidding. What's more, she threw the repayment of those debts at me, too. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I can understand if payments since we got married, but I can't take care of your debts from when you were single. Of course, I refused, but...
It's not a debt, it's a loan.
What? That's what I'm calling debt. Ugh. I never thought Megumi would be so low-level to say something like that so nonchalantly. So, what then? Does that mean I have to pay back your loans from now on?
That's what I'm saying. It's fine, we're a married couple.
We're a married couple, but that's money you borrowed as an individual, right? We didn't make any such arrangements before we got married. And then suddenly, without any consultation, you quit your job and leave the rest of the payments to me? Isn't that a little selfish?
Why are you so angry? It's fine, isn't it? You get a good salary, Fubuki.
That doesn't mean I have to pay your debts, does it?
You're so headstrong. We're a married couple, so that much should be fine.
What? I'd known she was a bit of a spendthrift and had a tendency to spend money wildly, but this was the first time she'd been so selfish without any consideration for me. Even after that, my relationship with her continued, but even though she quit her job and became a full-time housewife, she stopped doing housework altogether. You know, if you're at home, I'd like you to do the housework. Then Megumi.
I know that. I'm trying, but there are so many things to do and it's hard.
And yet she was just lying around on the sofa. Then...
Yes?
The doorbell rings and Megumi cheerfully answers it. It's a delivery man, and she brought a cardboard box of something. What's that?
Ta-da!
When she opened it, it was a cleaning robot. What? You bought that too?
Yeah, it'll make cleaning easier, right?
She stays at home and we have a vacuum cleaner. So I think she should use that, but Megumi's prof legacy continues from there too.
Look at this! I can cook faster with this. Wow, isn't it great? I can chop faster with this.
Her prof legacy knows no bound, and in no end.
Wow, look! I bought the latest model!
Wait a minute, we have a microwave at home.
Yeah, but that one's old, isn't it? That's why I bought a new one.
It's not old, it's still perfectly usable.
It's fine. It makes me feel better.
Despite Megumi's loss of income, she continues to spend money as usual. Of course, our savings continued to decrease. I couldn't take it anymore, so I snapped at her. Megumi, you've got to stop this. You don't work, you don't do anything around the house, and yet you spend too much.
What's wrong with that? Are you saying that a housewife can't buy the things she wants?
I didn't say that, but there are limits.
You're so stingy. I never thought you were such a small-minded person.
Oh, really? What a coincidence. I never thought you were such a big spender either.
So what?
Divorce! I want a divorce!
What? A divorce?
I've asked my wife for a divorce. She was surprised, but I thought it was impossible for me to continue living with her. I thought it was fine as long as you kept working to make it work with your own savings. But if you quit your job and continue spending like this, I don't know what I'm working for.
But that's for the sake of the couple and the family, right?
But even still, you spend too much money on your own. It's a divorce. I was clear about my intentions to get a divorce, but I couldn't get Megumi's agreement, so we ended up separating for the time being. In the meantime, Megumi said she would look for a job and take some time to think about herself. I decided to live at my parents' house for a while.
Big brother, you've had a tough time, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been really rough. You're off tomorrow, right? How about some sake, brother-in-law? Yeah, I'll have some. When I spoke to my sister and her husband, who were living at my parents' house, I started to cry a little. The next day.
Uncle Fubuki, play with me!
Oh, Kita's grown up.
Hey, Keita, don't be so selfish.
I had heard from my sister that my nephew Kita was entering his terrible twos. Okay, how about we go shopping with Uncle Fubuki today?
Really? Yeah! Big brother.
My sister was a little exasperated, but Kita was the first child born to a relative, and he was as dear to me as if he was my own son. So I was showing off my love for him to the full extent of my parental love, not to mention my love as an uncle. It was around midday when I went out with my sister's family to the shopping mall in the neighborhood.
Mom, buy this! No, you bought something the other day, didn't you? Please, buy it! Buy it!
My nephew started throwing a tantrum in front of the toy section. As I was watching from the sidelines, I thought to myself, child rearing isn't just about the cute parts.
What? It's fine. Buy it. Buy it.
No, you just bought something before.
The one I bought before is a bit old-fashioned. This one is new.
From the brand name goods store across the street, I heard a woman's voice that sounded familiar. And when I looked over... What? Megumi? What a surprise. It was Megumi, my wife who was in the middle of a divorce. And there was a man I didn't know standing next to her. What is she doing? As I was wondering, she noticed me too.
Fubuki!
She must have thought it was bad and quickly moved away from the man she was with. But it was already too late. Who is that guy?
No, he's a senior colleague from work.
You're not working though. Don't lie to me.
Well, he's a senior colleague from my old workplace.
Megumi? Who is this guy? I'm Megumi's husband. Well, we're in the middle of a divorce. What? Husband? What's going on here? It seemed that this man didn't know that I was Megumi's husband. Megumi, what's going on? I've been giving you money for a long time wanting to get closer to you. But you're married? What? Giving money?
No, that's not it.
I see. I thought you were a bit of a spendthrift before you got married. But you were doing that behind my back. No wonder you always had money.
No, this is...
What difference does it make? You had a guy other than me. You can't get away with this any longer. So I'm gonna get you to sign the divorce.
Wait a minute!
When I forced the divorce on her. Megumi, I can't forgive you! I trusted you! Give me back all the money I've given you!
What?
It seemed he rejected her as well.
What's wrong, brother? Wait, Megumi-san? Asuka!
Asuka, Ryota, sorry. Let's go. What?
What?
My sister and her husband looked at me blankly, but I won't have to deal with her again, so I forcefully left the area. Later, I received the divorce papers, which had been signed by Megumi, who had finally admitted her own responsibility, and I submitted them to the town office that afternoon. And we were officially divorced. I decided to cancel the contract for the house I had been living in with Megumi and live at my parents' house for a while. Sorry, I'll be staying with you for a while.
No problem. Keita will be happy. Uncle Fubuki!
Megumi was eventually rejected by the man she was with at the time, and she lost her job and her home. I heard from a friend who knew her that she was wandering the streets somewhere. I didn't think anything of it. I was shopping at the mall with my 2-year-old nephew who was throwing a tantrum, and I couldn't believe it when I heard the same thing coming from the brand name store across the way. I was so shocked at how childish she was that I couldn't help but laugh a little. Living with someone like that was a blemish on my life. If I ever meet someone new in the future, I'm gonna make sure they share my values about money.
Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. See you next time!